Hello, 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 hello. I'm so excited to be back here on Soul Infused Summer. And today is the last day of this week. Today is day number 5. And super, super excited to have you here. So, if you're here, leave me a comment below, say hello, say where you are watching from. And I always give it a few moments for those who are live. And if you are watching the replay right now, leave a comment anyway. You can even say, hi, I'm watching the replay. I always go back and say hello to you and let me know from where in the world you are actually joining us for this Soul Infused Summer thing. Okay, great. Leah is here from Indonesia. Alyssa is here from Chicago. Alyssa says hello to everyone. Fantastic. And if you've been following this week, you know, we've gone in and up and through the stuff, and we've done so many things, how to connect to your essence, what it really means to be in alignment. I showed the 4 directions of energy flow, the process of inner work, and many other things. So if you have not watched every day, I would invite you this weekend to go back and catch up on things, okay? And if you're joining me for the first time or if we have not connected yet, my name is Sonia Bueno de la Torre and I'm here to support you. To let go of your limitations, to love and trust yourself so that you can shine bright and really create freedom and joy in the life that you truly desire. And today it's all about raising your vibration. Today we're going up. Who else is here? Tina is here from Denmark. Hi, I love it. Linda is here from Florida. Yeah, keep the comments coming. Darlene is from California. Fantastic. Yeah, leave a comment below. And remember that towards the end, I always take a few minutes for Q&A. So if any questions come up, either make a note or because you might not remember them. So it's always good to have a notebook. And having said that, I also invite you to be fully present. I know how easily we get distracted, and I know that sometimes when I'm on Facebook, I have 10 other windows open. So I invite you for the next 20 or 30 minutes to close anything that is disturbing you, your email, mute, put your phone on silence, grab a glass of water, and allow yourself to be totally here so that you can shine this summer a little bit brighter. Okay. Florian is here from Germany. Hello, hello, hello. And Valerie is here, and Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen from California, I guess. Oh, Kate, California? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Fantastic. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what it means to detach or let go of limitations. What does that actually mean? I'm also going to share from an energetical perspective, from a chakra perspective, the 2 most important chakras to actually uplift and how to do that. And I'm also going to share a simple but very powerful tool to connect to your higher self. And we're going to do that together so you can also get a little bit of an experience. And again, don't be attached to a certain outcome. Don't have a certain expectation. Your experience is your experience and it's perfect for you for right now where you are. So that's always a great attitude to have, because our expectations and judgments around ourselves and the pressure that we put ourselves on often go actually totally against getting into flow and getting into an experience for you that is good for you in that very moment, okay? Okay, just gonna take a few more seconds here. Yeah, from California. Kate from California, got it. Andrea is here, fantastic. Good, 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 wonderful. So, I'm gonna share something, a story to illustrate a little bit what it means to be caught in limitations and what it is versus being detached from it. So limitations, that word itself, you know, like sometimes there is not a better word. What I mean by limitations could be your own fears. Like, for example, you have the desire to do something, and because you are afraid of it, you don't do it. So it's really limiting you. Or there is a belief, usually unconscious, even though you're aware of the belief, it still runs you unconscious. For example, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough. And that might actually prevent you from going out and finding a partner or live a fulfilled relationship, because you always have that limitation of, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, or, you know, whatever. There's so many limiting beliefs that it's just unbelievable. And certain patterns, certain energy patterns that you still have running in your system, like, for example, you got hurt in the past. Everybody got hurt. Everybody gets hurt and everybody got hurt. It's part of being in a human experience. So the sooner you embrace that, the better. So you went through an experience where you were in a relationship, or you went through a breakup, or you lost somebody you love, and it was so painful that a part of your heart literally closes up to prevent and to protect that pain to happen again. So that's a limitation as well. Just for you to know, even when we do that, it doesn't really protect us. It just keeps us from flowing and loving and receiving the love that we desire. Does it make sense? Just want to give you a little bit of a context on what does it actually mean, limitations, and what does it mean to detach from them or letting them go. And part of it was when I was talking about the inner work process, how you go in and you heal that stuff. That's part of it, right? And the other part of it, of detaching from it, means that you literally go to a different energy level, to a different consciousness, and that's actually the same flow upwards, because the higher you go, the higher your vibration. Okay, and I remember a long time ago when I was still in Germany and I started my journey, and I met this beautiful man that I ended up being in a relationship with him for 9 years, and he was also doing the energy work. He brought me into that, and he's still one of my best friends. And so I remember I was very much in the beginning of my journey, like that might have been maybe 2001, 2002, like long time ago. And I started to do that energy work, and we decided to go to a relationship workshop in Switzerland, hosted by our teachers, the wonderful people that I learned energy work from. And we went there together in the car. We were on the highway, and back then, I'm always very transparent. And most of you know this about me. So I felt really bad about myself. I was not comfortable within myself. I didn't like my body. I had a lot of body image issues. And I was very much in that mindset of I'm fat and ugly, still on many levels. And back then, my sexuality, or our sexuality, didn't really work very well. We weren't very happy about it. It wasn't very fulfilling, and I didn't even know what that meant back then, to be honest. But why I'm sharing this with you is that was such a big wound for me, and it came from a place of, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not sexy enough, I'm not beautiful enough, so therefore that doesn't work. However, it was mainly because I was feeling bad about myself, that part of my life didn't really work out for me. And so we were driving and we were talking about, like the fact that we weren't really happy in our sexuality at that point in the beginning. And so we were kind of like, back and forth. And at some point he said something that back then triggered so much in me that it was a real limitation for me. So he said, maybe you are just not my body type. Doesn't sound like much, but that phrase back then, and I shared a similar story on one of the other days, maybe you are just not my body type. What it did, it crushed me inside. I was so caught in it. I got even angry. Back then I didn't even know I didn't allow myself to be angry. I got really quiet, and internally I decided this relationship is over. I was so hurt. I was so hurt that I've decided this is it. I'm not going to be with this person anymore. This is not the right person. This was so painful that I literally broke it off. And I said, okay, I'm still going, to that workshop. And I'm going for myself because I still have a lot to heal. Obviously, I had a lot to heal, right? And I was 1,000%, I mean 100 would be enough, but I was 1,000% sure and convinced that this relationship is over. So, long story short, we go to the workshop, the starts, and it was about relationship, it was about the energy dynamics, it was about the inner work, and at some point they actually used us as a couple to demonstrate what was going on, also to teach other couples who were there. And it was extremely painful for me. However, what really made the difference back then is the energy work and the awareness, and to go into a flow again. And it was embarrassing for me. It was very embarrassing for me in front of the group. It was very embarrassing even in front of him. And the one thing that was super, super important back then, even though it was really embarrassing and painful, is that I took responsibility and I was looking into, hey, maybe he's not a bad guy who, you know, like says something like this to hurt me. It's my pain, my wounding. And what's more important to me? You know, back then, it's like, what's more important to me? To have someone who's supporting my growth, who loves me, or someone who just is obsessed about my body and just sees me as a body. So, and from a conscious perspective, that was very clear to me. The answer was very clear. However, that pattern, that wounding was so strong that it literally nearly broke up a relationship that lasted, English, correct me, for 9 years. And he's still one of my most amazing friends. I love him to pieces. We don't have any relationship in the sense of an intimate relationship anymore for a long time. But this is the power. This is a power of letting go of limiting, to detach from it, seeing what's behind, going up actually to get to a different perspective, and opening up the wound so that energy can flow again, and that you are actually able to be present in the moment. Yeah, just that was so powerful, and it taught me so many lessons. And I just checked at your comments over there. So your comments are there. So not that you think I'm distracted by something else than you. And having said that, obviously all of it is part of going in, and today it's about going up. Why? Because you first go in to face what's there. I had to look into what's there. And then I kind of like yoga removed and worked on it, held the space for it and took care of it. And then we used that energy that opened up to move it upwards. And from an energetical perspective is the higher you go, the higher the frequency, the more you rise your vibration. And the two most important chakras, even though they're all equally important to a certain extent, but when it comes to going up, and when it comes to connecting to your higher self, is the third eye and the crown chakra. So the third eye chakra is here in the middle of the forehead, and I've done a whole training around activating the third eye chakra. So if you have not seen that and you want to have that, leave a comment below, and I'm happy to leave the link here on the page later. And so the third eye is the chakra that allows you to also have a higher perspective. The upper part of the third eye, though, you know, that it's way more complex than just, you know, one spot. And it also allows you to connect to your intuition. And it allows you to raise the energy up to connect to the crown as well. And if this is new to you and you think, what the hell is she talking about? Don't worry about it. Just absorb what you can absorb at the moment. And if you've done this work already and you think, hey, this is super basic, allow yourself to use the basics again to connect it to yourself deeper, right? There's always something valuable to learn. So the third eye, and you can actually even activate it simply by focusing on it. You can do it with me. You put your awareness onto it, and you can close your eyes if you like and you're not driving. You take a nice deep breath. You're focusing on that area on your forehead, and you bring your awareness and your breath there. And then you can use your finger, one or two, and you just massage your third eye and you rub it upwards. To kind of like, and often the jaw is related to it when you have tension. So you want to maybe release your jaw also a little bit. There's often a lot of tension in your jaw. And you rub up your third eye. And you literally can even look upwards a little bit. And you take a breath. And even that already makes a difference. Even that makes already a difference. Do you feel it? I can feel it in some of you. Like the whole energy is rising already up, right? It's just by you focusing on it and you breathing it up, and then you relax that area of your forehead and you imagine you expand it. And you literally imagine yourself be above water. Like down here is the mud, you know, when all our wounds and patterns and fears are more on our lower chakras. And then if you breathe up and you activate your third eye and you connect to the upper third eye, it is as you get out of the mud and you can see clearer again. Does that make sense, guys? Am I landing here? Give me some feedback so I know that you got this. Okay, and again, any questions you have, happy to respond to them later as well. So just take another nice deep breath. Keep your awareness onto your third eye area. And then the second chakra is the crown. And the crown chakra is actually the chakra that goes upwards. The other chakras flow this way and the base goes down. The chakra is actually what's opening up to connect to your higher self and to go beyond your physical sensations. So, and you can imagine the crown chakra as these beautiful lotus flowers with petals that, you know, you open up. You can literally imagine that on top of your head, and you can keep your eyes closed unless you're driving. And you imagine opening up the crown. Imagine opening up this beautiful flower that is actually reaching up to touch the sun. As you touching the soul, as an image that you can use, especially in the beginning when you don't really have a sense of it. And detaching doesn't mean it goes away. And I spoke about this before. It's not that your thoughts go away, that, you know, like you get rid of things. It's like you are not as attached to it. You are above it. You are beyond it. You can still observe it. You become an observer. And you might have heard that in terms of meditation. You become an observer of your inner life, and it doesn't have such a grip on you anymore because you are above water. You are above the mud. Yeah? And take another nice deep breath and just feel how that feels, you know. And even if you only shift and you raise your vibration 0.1%, that's the first step. You won't get from the ground, from the basement up to the penthouse in a second. You get to build it. And it's the same thing here. So just keep focusing on that. Just keep focusing on moving the energy upwards. On opening your third eye, on opening up your crown. And that's already part of the tool that I'm going to explain in a little bit more of a detail. And I call it the 3-point light bridge that we're going to do together and add to this, that you can implement in your daily life and into your meditation to create more of a higher vibration and that to rise above the stuff. You are not your stuff. You are not your limitations. You are not your patterns, fears, emotions. That's part of your experience of being here. However, that's not who you are. This is part of you, obviously. However, you are so much more than that. And so many times we are so attached or convinced that that's what we are, you know, but you're so much more. It's an experience. It's an experience. It's not who you are. Okay, how do you guys feel? Let me know. Yes, Leah, it's blue. like a more indigo type of blue. Dolene, yes, feel it too. Best explanation I've heard. Thank you. You're very welcome, Dolene. Okay, others, just one word, one short sentence. How does it feel? Also, when you're watching the replay, leave a comment with how does that make you feel? What are the sensations you're experiencing? And again, let it be super subtle. Don't be, don't put pressure on you. Don't think, oh my God, I have to be enlightened right now. A simple shift in energy can make all the difference. And you keep hearing me saying that over and over again. Meditate in the morning because it sets the tone for the day. Having this image and having this explanation, can you see how your day would be completely different than if you just go out with all your stuff totally uncleared and tangled and your energies are all over the place? Than if you take the time to go in, center, balance, go up, and then with that frequency you go into your day. Can you see what a difference that would make? Let me know. So here Linda says she's totally relaxed. Tina says relaxed. Linda says open. Florian says open and relaxed. Kate is feeling it. Leah is feeling happy. Yeah, and tune into that energy. And it's even shifting the energy of our group right now. You can even tap into it. I feel you guys. It's also really very highly sensitive. It's one of my gifts. And I feel the shift in energy because we as a community, as a group, are shifting together. That's why community and really working together and creating a movement makes such a big difference. Valerie is peacefully rising up. Andrea says gentle. And if you don't feel like any of those words and you feel frustrated right now or you feel no shift, know that that's totally okay and normal too. It took me a while to feel that because dependent on how much density, dependent on how much woundings and fears and stuff just going on in you, and depending on how much you've done this work already, you will feel a nice shift or you won't feel it yet as much because there's still stuff to penetrate. And you might need a little bit of help and support, and I'm happy to do that. So if this is you, this is resonating with you and you're struggling with it, reach out to me. I'm happy to support you. Okay, good. Softness, I like that. One word for me is challenging, but here it goes. Knowing. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, there is such a knowing and also a trusting. Like a lot of people come to me and say, Sonia, I want to trust myself, or even I want to know who I really am. And they often don't even know what that means. Well, this is the first step. You get to a place where you have that vibration, where you're beyond your limitations, so that you are actually in touch with who you are. And then you just know. And often in my life, it's funny when people say, oh, why did you do this? Or why did you do that? And I often say, I just knew that was what I meant to do or something. I can't really explain it in words. And I live my life guided, totally guided. And when I moved here to the Dominican Republic after last year's hurricane, what was going on, that was totally guided. I never had the intention to move here. I was a few years ago, I always said I would never live here. So, once you trust and you follow your guidance and you know who you are and why you're here for, it's goosebumps. There's no words for me to describe. So it's so worth it. So don't let your limitations, like I don't have the time, I don't have the money, it's not the right time, this doesn't work for me, whatever it is, don't let those limitations stop you from doing the inner work that will help you to set yourself free and have the most amazing life. Okay? Okay, good. So I'm going to share that exercise with you quickly, and we've done already some of it as an introduction. And you can take more time with it and you can experiment with it more in detail. But a good way to access your higher self, and the higher self is above your physical body, so it's the bridge between your physical body and your soul and the higher consciousness, and it carries a blueprint of your soul, a blueprint of who you are, and some of the essence qualities, right? And then you can go even beyond that. So you imagine a point in your third eye, and you can do it with me right now. And you can, I suggest if you are able to close your eyes, do it. And if you're not, because you're driving or doing something else, lifting heavy machinery that I don't think you're doing, just don't. Imagine going deep into your third eye and imagine a point of light. Just imagine that, a bright point of light. And you imagine another point of light on top of your head where the crown chakra is. And then you connect that point of light from your third eye to the point of light on your top of your head. You let it be like a bridge, a bright light, a pillar of light, a line. And then you go from your crown, from the top of your head, you go up above, like maybe a foot above your head. And you imagine a bright light too, like a golden ball of light or bright, whatever looks for you. And if you have different, if you have a color or an image, what you see will be right for you. But imagine those 3 points. So the third eye, the crown, and the higher self. And you connect the 3 of them into a bridge. And you go from the third eye up to the crown, up to the higher self, and then you stay there with your awareness on the higher self. And one very simple thing you can do is to invoke your higher self by simply saying something like, higher self, be with me here and now. And then you let it go. Don't be attached to it, look a certain way or anything. And I can feel some of you are really experiencing a connection with your higher self right now. I can feel it. And if you don't worry about it. Again, like I didn't even know what a higher self is when I started to work on myself. I wasn't even interested in that. It was all kind of woohoo for me. So this is the 3-point light bridge exercise that you can use to connect to your higher self, or even simply to raise your vibration. You can do that anytime, anywhere, with your eyes open, with your eyes closed. And the more you do it, and the more you practice it, and the more consistent you will stay, the bigger difference it will make. Good. How are you guys doing? I'm loving this energy. I love it. You guys are doing amazing. So I'm just going to hold here for a moment because it feels so good. I feel so good right now. Just when you shift your energy and you feel that spaciousness, that openness, that softness, that relaxed state of being, you can conquer the world. You can conquer the work as well. Okay, I'm going to stay just a few more minutes if you have questions. If you don't have any questions, that's totally fine. And while I wait for you to write down your questions, because it always takes a moment, I want to tell you what today's task is in order to continue the contest and win a private one-on-one energy balancing session with me, where I'm going to help you to balance, not only to balance your system and field, as to give you really also personalized feedback and guidance on what's your next step when it comes to your energy and your journey. And today it's all about generosity, moving, spreading, creating that mission. I was talking about how much of an impact it has when we do this as a community, as a movement. And I'm really super dedicated to make this planet a soul-infused planet. So your task for today is to share this soul-infused summer on your Facebook. You can simply share it on your timeline. You can share it as a private message with someone. You can share it on a friend's wall. Share it and tag me so that I know you did. Is that clear? So I want to be really clear. And I want to let you know something. Like, out of all the hundreds of people that are tuning in from all over the world every day, about 40 joined the contest. And at this moment in time, and it will change because a lot of people will catch up this weekend. At this moment in time, there are 13 people only that are still in the contest to win it because they've done every task every day. So some of them did it one day, not the other day, and the first day and the fourth, but not the second and the third. Why I'm sharing this with you, you have a real chance to win this. You have a real chance to win this. So show up, play full out, and if you missed 1 or 2 days, go back and keep doing the contest. And I'm so excited for the person that gets to do that with me. Okay, share this today and tag me. And if you don't know what that means, or if you have challenges with Facebook, leave a comment below because I'm here to help you. Okay, let me check if you have any questions. No. Oh, how do you tag? Yeah, I'm not going to do this now. Here, I'm going to help you later, Pamela. So you don't have any questions. That's fantastic. You are either all in bliss and so connected with your higher self that you're so interesting in knowing. I like that. And if you do have a question that I would think you have, use the opportunity to ask me. And I will get back to you later. I'm not going to be here on the weekend. I'm going away for the weekend. I'm super excited. If you know one thing about me is that I love dancing. I love, love, love dancing. And one of the things that I love doing here in the Dominican Republic is to dance salsa and bachata. And I'm going to go to a different city this weekend, a couple of hours away, because there's way more dancing than here. So I'm super excited. I'm going to dance my ass off. And I'm going to be back here on Monday. So there's no Soul Infused Summer this Saturday and Sunday, just for you to catch up the replay, to implement what you've learned, to make a shift so that you shine brighter this summer. Yay. Okay. Yeah, and everybody can join the contest. Alyssa's asking me because she's a client. Yeah, everybody can join the contest regardless. Like, out of everyone, I want you to know so that you don't think, hey, I'm going to favorize something. Out of everyone who is eligible at the end, we have a system to choose someone that is not my choice, by the way. And it's not like out of, knowing this person or not. So everybody has the same chance. So play in it to win it. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you guys Monday. Whoop, whoop. Love you guys. Bye-bye.